Good evening, folks. I'm Baroque, and welcome back to Avowed. After last time of investigating around dawnshore, finally finding the ambassador, getting on with the main quest, discovering the voice that may well be many voices in our head. Mycelium, fungal, plant-based entity, we're not quite sure yet. And making the choice to receive healing powers for a favour in kind. Not what we know what that favour will be. So we'll investigate some more of dawnshore today before getting on to Paradis itself. We'll see how... I'm really curious and I get worried. Because when you go around and investigate areas in some RPGs, Bethesda, you can go through and clear out quest objective areas and not always have it recognised. I'm hoping we don't come into that problem with Avowed, but it remains to be seen. I also don't know how tough some of the areas around the city might be, but let us find out. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope you're all doing well today at the day's treated you kindly. Grab yourself a warm beverage. Come join me. It's of course going to be hard to get around the comparisons of Oblivion that has just dropped today. Got lots of folks having fun there. It's one I'll get to eventually, but I wasn't just going to stop Avowed when I've been enjoying it. Don't think I had anything left to upgrade. Oh no, I did. More greatsword. Yes, please. Oh, we can go again. Ooh, but I'm not going to have enough to do my breastplate. 3 damage reduction or 14 damage. Damage seems better. Should probably upgrade my pistol and stuff as well. Not that I use them that often, but the fact that all of them need the same plant for upgrade material. Oh, to craft my little Adra shards into full Adra. Noted, game. Alright, let's not forget to do some cooking. So many fish. Cooked meat of a lower fish. Many spear fishermen lose fingers in pursuit of this dish. Oh dear. Danger fish. Use up some of that cabbage. Mariner's porridge. Little food diagrams. This always makes me hungry. High in nutrition, low in flavour. Remedy for both hunger and hangovers. A delight. Spiced sausage. From the rook snout packed with spices and wrapped in a tight casing. Smoky, spicy and delicious. Well, we gotta have some of those. Interesting that we can make use of the rotten meat for it. Oh, because it's changing the vegetable each time. I see. Lovely. I've already found and got a load of grenades. I like that in terms of the amount to craft option, it doesn't take that into account, but there we are. We'll make 1 grog. Alright, Kai, anything to say about the Claviger being dead?
By the way, now that we've gotten to know each other, let me know if you want to train together.
Ooh, a bit of fancy sparring.
I've been watching your form, and I think we could learn from one another.
Yep.
Yeah, I've watched your form as I've gotten to know you, and it's excellent.
Oh, my goodness.
You're smaller than I am, but I picked up a few tricks from seeing the way you move on the battlefield.
Yes, flailing and hoping for the best is my specialty.
I'm happy to return the favor if there's anything I can teach you.
How do I hit harder?
It's all about using your weight. Here, I'll show you. That's it. You got the hang of it.
What does this tangibly get me?
I look forward to seeing what you can do when we get back out there tomorrow. In the meantime, get some rest.
Ooh, permanent stat increase. Well, I needed maybe to be more aware of that possibility. Bumps up to 7. Very nice. That linked anywhere, or I suppose it's just the asterisks on there. A lot of extra carry weight and damage. We are going to want to do perception a little bit more for some of those conversational points. I feel better about doing that now. I'm going to want health as well. Alright. Quick save button. So, we managed to cover a little bit of ground. Not as much as maybe I would have liked. I can fast travel back here. So we have this bit by the back. Up and around here and around this side before getting over there. I can travel to this location. I think we try cut around to this area. Just to investigate the rest. So I do want to make my way to the city today. As I said at the start, I just don't know if it's going to limit me in any way as we get about, but we'll find out. And we yum. Should take us directly on up and over. Yeah. Nice soaring music. Match those beautiful visuals. So different in the time of day. We were out here last time and it was night time, and just seeing all the different like mushrooms lighting up. It makes such a good difference. Something I was happy to see for the Living Remaster was how much work they put in getting the whole thing into the Unreal Engine rather than going with Creation again for the remaster. Very curious what Elder Scrolls 6 will end up doing.
Then the land got other ideas.
Oh. Guess we won't be going this way then, eh, Kai? Yoink! Bit of shield, you know what that means. Breaking it down. Delicious. I wish as well as the take button that I could also hit a button to just break them down straight away.
This one's mine.
Oh, we got ambushed! Ghosts! Fancy looking ghosts. Very sneaky game. Very sneaky indeed.
Another glorious battle.
Primal Wind. The whirling cloud of smoke and air flashes with the occasional burst of energy. So is this just going to lead me to a dead end in the cut? It is. How do I get to any of this then? Pretty sure the Zorip camp can go anywhere. I also don't know in this game if enemies necessarily respawn as you go. There's a lot still to figure out. It is very early days. Yep, this was the spider cave that I walked into 3 different times. Doesn't look like there's necessarily another way around. Maybe by the beach we can swim around? So far it's not looking like anything's respawned, so maybe if we clear an area out it is well and truly cleared, which would be nice because I'm not always wanting things to respawn. I like it to be clear when I have finished something up. Right, let's go for a swim. Definitely went in there. Still that spider cave. Was that just part of the same cave? Yeah, we peeked out the back of it, didn't we? This might be an invisible wall situation. It is! Oh, nope, we can... Nope, it is invisible wall. Damn. So how on earth do I get up and around to these bits? Briars and brambles all over the place lead me to believe we're not meant to be getting to them. Doesn't look like there's any further. It's when there's like greyed out area a bit of the map. Was there any more within that strangle route? Like, it looks like there's a little path up that way. We follow that tree route down. Can we climb it? So we'll give us a beverage. Make sure you're doing the same out there. Keep yourselves hydrated. Big tree root, is it? It when we stood there? Ah, it is. Let's see. Game says no so far. Skyrim my way up it. Oh, my apologies. Felt it coming but was not quick enough on the button. Nah, game's not going to let me do that. Nope. He didn't like that at all. Looks as though we're not getting around to these areas, at least not yet. Let's head back to where we started. Was worth checking. See what trouble we and Kai can get into. Oh, it auto puts me in camp when I travel to them. Fair enough. I do like that you can go to camp and then it can, like, you fast travel to them and then it can zoom you back to where you were. That's pretty nice. Have a glance around here. Fancy boars that we can't fight again. Very colourful, very interesting looking mohawk boars. That takes us down to... Yeah, we did investigate that before. Okay, we noticed last time there were some enemies off across the bridge over here. And just cut across that way, but the bridge seems like the way to go. There was a map pointing to somewhere around here, wasn't there, as well? Where was that? That's in my journal. Treasure maps. Broken bridge under a ledge. For a fancy garment. Skeleton wizard, not just a normal wizard. Oh, he didn't go down.
Just like the good old days. In Rawatai, you don't abandon good supplies. I wonder what happened here.
Immediately, we abandoned the good supplies. Temple, by the looks of it. It's gonna explode, isn't it? I knew it! I knew it, and I still hit it. Oh. Good miss from the inanimate object. Lovely view.
That looks valuable. Want to do the honors and open it?
Oh, absolutely. My companion was like, do you know what? I've got this one. I'm going to open it and I'm going to keep what's inside. All stuff we've seen before. Seemingly another way up here. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Seen all of these at least once at this point. Where's that dagger? I always trust myself with these jumps. Very appropriate quick saves. Hello? Ah, nearly game. Yeah, that's right, giant bloodied blades. Lovely.
Aye, aye.
Armor flame. Common plate armor, that's the one we're already wearing, isn't it? This bright little flame leaps and sparks with magical energy. Sounds so lively. Oh no, it was different. There's a lot more. Oh, yes please. Bigger. Oh, I used the equip button, not the transmog button. I do kind of like the other one. But actually getting some realistic looking shoulder pads. At least it gave me my herbs back. Not all of them. Some of them. Heavy armor lowering my max magic is...
The living lands is scattered with old
troublesome.
Rune and ruins like this. Good builders and explorers. Now, the last of them live in an old keep in Gallowayne's tusks. This island's never taken kindly to settlers.
Off, ghost!
Next one's mine!
I can hear it, but where is he? Skeleton monk? My goodness. Less of a monk punch and just the skeletal claw. Decent looking skeletons. Ooh, they're adding a chilling effect. And they're spawning behind us as well. Gotta get better on that parry timing. Right down there, Kai. Do always enjoy all the silly bits of casting. Like when you have like incantation that goes along with casting. It was a fun part of the other Pillars of Eternity games. And all the different lines saying Baldur's Gate they had for casting shit. Very good. Ooh. Got our way back down. Bear that in mind. Hello, hello, hello. Oh.
If you're gonna shoot that bear, keep your distance.
I just did it already, Kai. Torn Peregrine Scroll 1. On the third night, Ivona came to a towering cliff where the sheer, jagged precipice forbade all who might pass. A pickaxe glanced off the surface. When she threw her rope, it fell back to the ground and found nothing to latch onto. The wall is high, Ivona lamented, and lit her torch as a prayer against the encroaching dark. I cannot climb. My path cannot end here. Your path has led me to here to challenge you. Led you here to challenge you, Legrand said, in a voice that seemed to emanate from the flame itself. The stone before you is the same as the stone you stand upon. Your footing will find the way. So Ivona knew what she must do. And blow up the top of the temple, apparently. Ooh, a golden light. Boots of the Bricklayer. We've currently got health regen and move speed, dodge distance and carry capacity. Passed down from one paragon to another over the course of generations, these boots remain as sturdy as the day they were made. Steps feel simultaneously lighter and more confident with them on. You can feel the weight of the long ages through which they have been handed down. They got the steel toe cap on them. We'll pop those into the stash. Got to keep the unique stuff. Two I can sell at some point. So many grenades. Gonna be piling them up by the end of the game. Let's crit that box. Money, healing potion. Scroll part 2. Verona snuffed the torch and stepped onto the nearby ledge. Her humble walking boots found a foothold upon the moss. She mustered her courage and reached for the outcropping above her head, feeding step over step, hand over careful hand. With the last of her strength, she reached the top of the mighty cliff, then turned and watched the last of the sun dip under the waves. I don't understand, Verona thought out loud again. How did I know where to climb? Only heroes can do such things. Was your mother not a bricklayer? Magran asked. Yes. Did she not scale the walls of your great keep? Of course she did. And that is how you knew. Triumph does not come to those born to a greater purpose. It comes to those willing to use the tools they were given. Oof, that quote goes hard. Was all the game trying to tell me, keep the climb. Maxims. In older lands, it was said to know the world, first to make a map of it, to know the cavern, make a model of it, to know the soil, grow a garden of it. Now it is written in blood. You shall not mistake a model or a map for the maxim, which is the truth manifest in the world. You shall not reduce the great to the grubby miniature. You shall not mistake the drain hole for the maelstrom. Taste of the blood is, that which seems clear on the map, is tangled in the maxim. Not commentary for me being absolutely bloody lost. I'm just looking at the overmap rather than finding my own way. So many boxes. See those crafting flowers over there, though. Got to get them. Just like this in games, I always find it. Who put this up here? And why? Is always the question. I mean, I know, and I'm glad the game developer put it there. Because, you know, more loot and things. But in terms of the wild, like, if it fell down a chest that big, surely it would have busted through and landed on top of that one. Quick save. I don't necessarily trust this jump. Okay, we're good.
Hey, that looks like a totem to your burned queen.
Be my burned queen. 2 of 6. Scales of order. That's how we make some kind of buff at camp. Activating a companion ability increases your damage for 5 seconds. Used to restore god totems when placed at any camp. Does that mean with the 2 of them we're good, or I need to get all 6? Chains of this solid gold scale are surprisingly rigid, almost as if they resist being moved. Right. Let's head back to that way down we found. That's not enough fall damage to kill me, surely. Nope, we were fine. Oh, I can check if my heal actually heals me. It does. Marvellous. Said it very quickly. Rather, they went with what they said for the other spells, where they really drag it out. And Ishboksun. Just really went overboard with it. Right, in which case this should be fine. The game basically has little almost handholds for me to drop down with. Alright, little temple. Job done. Nice little self-contained bit there. We see tiny bouncing creature, we'll find out. Again, I'm sure there'll be a quest in Paradis that sends me out, but I'd like to explore as much as as I can first. Once we get to the city, we'll be in there doing a lot of talking. Would be my assumption. At the moment, we'll get lost in the woods a little bit. Got damn invulnerable pots. Hide him around there. Technically didn't check behind that waterfall. What are the odds? Now I wanna know. Can you please show me? I wanna know what you hide behind the stream. I'm Adrian Mead. A spiced honey wine imported from the Adrian Empire. Curses. Trusted you. Trusted you, game. It's fine. Oh. At least some kraken plant. 14 grenades piling up. Goodness me. Yes, thank you for the equipment notification, game. As long as you don't pop up constantly, I do appreciate the reminder. Okay, we are literally cutting round all of the stuff. Aye, we're 2 for and 2 against, AJ. Good evening, bub. Hope you're doing well. So far, we've hit neutral ground, which, to be fair, is still better than most games. Tend to do nothing with their waterfalls, or it ends up being 90% against. Ooh, fancy ruins. Very corally, or something you'd see underwater. It's a little ways up above the whatever camp this is as well. Let's head that way first. Look from the high ground. Message from afar. Go to the city. No, I refuse. I want to explore more. Again, there might well be quests in the city that lead me back out to all these places and I end up retreading my ground, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Or at the very least, I'm like, oh, I've already done it. I've already been there. Oh, that leads me into the next part of the zone. Right, we'll check that behind us then. Safe way down? Question mark? Gently. 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 Okay. Bugs. Run them down. Oh, I have that big stealth move, don't I?
The so-called godless people disappeared centuries ago, but left plenty of ruins to remember them by.
Yeah, interesting ruins. Very swooshy architecture. These godless people kind of doing stuff related to my supposed god. Item called each item, and each enemy has a quality that indicates its effectiveness in combat. Common, fine, exceptional, superb, and legendary. Enemies of a higher quality tier than you will display a skull icon next to their health bar. Will be highly resistant to attacks from weapons and abilities. Purchase high quality gear from merchants, upgrade weapons and armor at the party workbench. Weapons and armor of high quality will respectively provide increased protection and deal increased damage. Good job we upgraded. They can be upgraded free items within their base quality tier. After that, they can be upgraded across quality tiers with the use of additional resources. Upgrading a unique item across quality tiers requires the use of Adro and its variants. Adro can be found in areas of high challenge, or derived from breaking down your other lesser used unique items. Oh, I don't like breaking down uniques, but if I have to. As you progress, upgrading your unique weapons armor will be crucial to your combat effectiveness. I'll bear it in mind, game. AJ in the chat, I got myself a Turkish pizza with beef, lettuce, tomato, AMD doner with whiskey sauce. It's basically a joke. That sounds absolutely delicious, HA. You enjoy. Oh. Hidden in the grass. Doesn't matter that my great sword's poking out. Turn around, moment. Yes. Yes. All your friends are going to see. Too late. Oh, damn. Octave the Firebrand. Double skull. Okay. Get knocked back. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna eat some stew. Ooh, that double hit. Where's me stew? Nope. Okay, that's gonna slowly heal me.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I'm not okay. Jammy bastard. He has potions as well. Healing magic. Got the parry. And again. Okay, okay, that helps loads. Beautiful. Here, if you wouldn't mind. Buff yourself, friend. Oh, that feels good when you get multiple on the swing. Ah. Okay, second wind. Potion, 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 potion. It's the range doers. Come here. Wizard. Good dodge. Not good enough. Hey, where are you? Parry. Take their cucumbers. How far of a distance I've got. I wanted to try. Get yourself up. You just got kicked. Donna tends to be something that I go for on a very drunken night out. It's been a long time since I've had one, but yes. Delicious. Getting into the flow of combat with it worked really well. Alright. Oh, bloody hell, Kai.
Another win, but who's counting?
That turned out to be way more than anticipated. Gambison. A bit of a Gambison. Padded armor, versatile and flexible, but deceptively heavy. Reinforced cloth protects both skin and bone from deadly harm. Alright, what did you have? The Firebrand. Oh, is Adra Tooth. Unique dagger, sheathed in summer. Unique weapons are highly coveted. Each has its own story and each is enhanced with powerful primary and secondary enchantments. These weapons will provide some combination of passive effects, stat increases, elemental damage, distinct behaviours and even more. Explore the living lands and complete side quests to find unique weapons that best suit your playstyle. You can have their primary enchantment further improved or augmented at the enchanting station. Augmenting a unique enchantment replaces the original, is permanent, requires a variety of enchanting materials to perform. Oh, but it's almost like an upgrade system with a means to pick. Interesting, interesting. Full combo attack deals moderate fire accumulation. And a burning lash hits deal 10% bonus fire damage. Not bad at all. Enjoy yourself some strategy, AJ. Have a good time. I could break this down, but I don't just want to break down unique. I like collecting uniques in games. I like having them. Let's see. Legend of the Living Land speaks of a marvellous and dangerous garden watched over by 4 guardians. Northern Wind, Southern Gale, Western Sun, and Eastern Moon. Protect the garden from those who would disturb its wonders, and to protect hapless wanderers from the ravenous beasts and carnivorous plants within. The guardians diverted travellers with their respective domains, frigid and buffeting winds, glaring daylight and the darkness of night. 3 would stand alert each season while 1 guardian rested. It is said that Southern Gale left this dagger embedded in the sky each year as it took its summer slumber. Very cool. Pop that into camp. At some point, when we find a unique weapon we want to use, maybe we go down and start breaking down a load of unique stuff. But at the moment, I think we're alright. Keeping the shield for now. Just in case I find a better book. Or it'll be when I upgrade and not use a book and just have magic on hand. What else were they guarding other than just setting up here? That's an interesting looking bobbly chest. Copper and a common arquebus. Ooh. Arquebus require both hands and shoot bullets perfectly straight and for a long range, dealing very high damage and stun. However, they are very slow rate of fire and their shots easily alert enemies. It does, and the fact I can send them straight to camp kind of get around the issue. And to be fair, me going for might on my stats gives me increased carrying capacity. Let's see what the arquebus is like. Well, it is straight up one of these. Bloody hell. Sounds like a cannon. Oh, you gotta do the dip. Put the powder in. Good God. And from the hip. I like how beefy it sounds. Happy with my pistol at the moment, but would I use it over a bow? Don't know. Basic flintlock rifles are reliable and require less maintenance than their matchlock cousins. They both are still found in battle. These weapons are prized for their range and ability to punch through enemy defences. The only drawback is it takes time to prepare a shot. I still want to keep either it or the bow for potentially very long distance things or puzzles or, you know, shooting an object that my pistol won't reach. I'll keep them both for now. I say we've got plenty of carry weight for the moment. We have not yet had a mimic. The fact that the chests open with light leads me to believe we're very unlikely to get one. But it's still very early days. We are in the first non-tutorial zone. It wouldn't surprise me if one did show up at some point. Shall we investigate the rest of this ruin thoroughly? Yep, that's the other side where the bears were. It is looking like enemies aren't just respawning in the world, which is nice. I understand in some games, especially where death is more consistent, like in a Souls-like, respawning works, but in this case, I'd be for it not to. Ooh. A bridge from the map? No, on our map it didn't have a bridge. Why does it not have iron sights? I don't know. Is old? Is a cheaper model? I mean, that's more work for a blacksmith to do. You get a wizard to enchant it with a red dot sight. Go full ham with it. Double check there wasn't another way around. Ooh, hey up. bit of ledge. I think this is just going to take me back to that big windy path, though. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Burn it.
Here it comes.
Good show, Kite. Delicious. Yeah, that just runs us round to the upward path, which will lead into whatever's up here. Gotta check the bottom bit first, though. Quick save, lest we forget. Mushroom stew. Ooh. So many different kinds. A stew made with wild mushrooms. Earthy and delicious. It provides a meat-free alternative to get all the nutrients anyone could require. Resolve a max stamina. I need to remember some of these permanent buffs. Again, on this difficulty, it probably isn't going to matter at all. On higher difficulties, it's those kind of little buffs that are the difference between winning and losing most of the time. Honors threshold. Bit of jumpy business again by the looks of it. Yeah, that sounds about right to me, AJ. Okay, I just want to grab this little bit of landmass and knock it off the map. The rest I can investigate when we go to the city proper. I'll do a proper once around. At the moment, I want to get the wider outward areas. Ooh. Was a way up. Means somebody knocked that ladder down. Many a hop. Yeah, we're good. This led up here as well. And I'm not trying to get into the city itself yet. Locked. Which I can unlock, but there might be a way through here. Tiny chest. Bonus pistol. Oh, see, now this feels like a sneaky way to get into a bit of the city. Cheese! A wedge of cheese made from Bleathorn milk. The taste changes depending on how the cheese is prepared. When done correctly, it has a strong but sweet taste. When improperly made, it tastes like hay bales. Ugh. Give me that hardtack. If there's something up here that doesn't lead me all the way into the city, that will be good. Oh, a cheeky potion. Thank you, statue. Very kind. Okay. Oh, it's still not technically in the city. Just a bit of a side door? Question mark. That is bad. Alright, alright. That's okay.
Despite the name, the Living Lands isn't an easy place to make a life, but it breeds resourcefulness.
Let's get back to that other door. Almost forgot. Gonna have to pick up more lockpicks. That's for damn sure. Hello? Oh no. Up or down, game? Up by the looks of it. Pull the lever, crunk. Don't you do the Dark Souls thing of having bits for me to jump on.
Wine nothing to do with animancy equipment.
Hide it under the wine and nobody will look for it. Honestly, it's not a bad plan as smuggling operations go.
Do you think anyone... How did you get in there?
I walked.
2 guards, wine, and a dead body. There's a story here.
What happened?
Bon and I caught this man trying to load a crate onto the lift. Turned out he was smuggling animancy equipment.
So we've closed this lift down, as a precaution.
Right. A trail like this? Where was he going?
Oh, I'm sure he's got some hidey hole around here where he stored this stuff. Where he took it after, though, I couldn't say.
We've heard of bandits using this lift to sneak past the gatehouse, too. It seems the locals have been looking the other way for some time.
Yes, because I imagine some of the locals actually get help from it as well.
In the meantime, sorry, you'll have to go back to the main road.
Use your judgment. You're going to impede a superior officer?
Well,
Don't make him pull rank.
when you put it like that, no. Apologies. Go through.
Oh, good. I did not want to have to kill you
But
both.
don't come back with anything illegal or we'll detain you. Nothing personal.
I'll make sure not to tell you. If I find anything illegal. So is this then just a way into the city, or is this... They said it was a main road to get past the gatehouse. You just take the document off the corpse. Yeah, I find myself in need of a third essence generator and another parcel of resonance amplifiers. I know it was a bear wrestling the lapsed shipment from our friends in Fjord, but my master there has led me to believe there should be more they can use and thus can stand to spare a few. Should they make a fuss, I release you to offer them an extra shelling for each machine they'll part with. I've included an extra here for you. Walk in the light. Sargamus. Thanks for that.
Nothing to report. Envoy.
Alright. So again, we're kind of on the back of the city again. The Rise. I'm assuming there's a way into the city from this side. Not that I want to take it. A bit of farmland in the back. With the scarecrow. Elven Farms. Roosters! Ever since Ocarina of Time. Hard to trust roosters. Now, Fable was a different matter. You could kick them, become the chicken chaser. But in terms of them just about here, don't necessarily just want to draw a sword and attack a load of chickens. Guard, you do know there's just a ghost over there? Like, right there. I can see him. Not a care in the world. Suppose that's what the arquebus is for. Hello?
Fertile land. Too good to be true, you said.
You were the one who told me we should try our hands at farming.
The land under our feet is nothing but clay and salt.
I know.
Who says we can't try anyway?
If you came all this way for arable land, you might as well get back on your ship and leave.
Actually, I've come on behalf of the Emperor. Oh no, let's not lead with that. Some of the locals don't like it. What's the problem?
Problem is, we've been conned out of our life savings.
AJ, please.
A gentleman sold us his farm, sight unseen, of
It is not
course.
chicken to be
He
wise to
boasted
the
of making
horde
a
of chickens that
fortune
could
off the living
descend.
lands.
We risked everything for this opportunity. But the place is in shambles and the earth is barren.
Also, it doesn't seem there is like a crime system for this game, but it still doesn't mean I should just go around mass murdering chickens for the fuck of it. I assume getting your money back is out of the question.
The scoundrel took our coin and ran. It's a miracle the deed was legitimate.
So do we find a way to squeeze life out of this dead farm? Or do we cut our losses?
Dawnshore needs farms. Let me finance yours on behalf of Edda.
Oh my goodness. This is more than enough for seed. And we'll need workers for tilling the soil.
One thing at a time, my love.
Don't squander this.
I don't know how to thank you, but if you want us to farm, we'll farm. Our first harvest is dedicated to our deer, and that's a promise.
Fox in the chat. Currently eating chicken. You could be too. Listen. I'm not just going to... Like, I've just helped these farmers.
It's kinder not to give people false hope.
Oh, you're calling me out? Not Garrus, are you? Should I have told them to farm goats instead? I like at least he actually wasn't just... That was a kind thing you did. Well done, hero. And was actually like, this was a bad idea. Because I will admit, my brain immediately went, help them, give them the money. Rather than maybe try farm some... I thought if I clicked the goat option... then the option to actually help them by paying it wouldn't have come up. Oh. Chicken, you're not obeying the frame rate. Maybe it's a cursed chicken. Maybe it should die. No. Okay, so we have this bit over here, but we've got all this area to go through as well. Oh, goodness me. Gonna head in that direction next. Hope you're doing alright this evening, Fox. Leads to up there. I'm not going to do it. No. Absolutely not. There'll be more than enough time for senseless violence. Does not have to be on the poor roosters. I see monster hunting's a little different. Yeah, you enjoy yourself some more. I heard the new festival looks pretty good in Monster Hunter. Letter to the Oracle. This letter appears to be unsent. Though smooth now, it bears evidence of having been previously folded into the shape of a glider. Mr. Oracle, you've been very generous with your shellings, and I appreciate that. The adherents have started asking around about me at the market. Isn't often regular folk carrying purses full of gold, you understand? Now that they've gone and started inspecting all the shipments coming through the port, I can't afford to keep ferrying your goods. The sciences aren't exactly illegal in the city, but the Steel-Garrod people don't much like it. And I'm starting to think I might end up at the bottom of the river if we keep this up. Sorry, I know you'll understand. Oh, it's that person again. Interesting. Wow, AJ. Both misperching my honour and working in a chicken pun. How could you do this? Oh. Thought someone was about to shoot a spell at me, but no, a fast travel point. Good, good, good. Hey up, hello.
Locals call this
Lizards!
path, but no one really uses it.
Oh, he's got a healer. Oh boy! I'm stuck. Huh. Got sword. Quickly whip out a stew, as you do in the middle of the fight. Full bowl of stew. Now. Put the elder. Jammy get. Where? That bugger chucking rocks at me from a distance. Oh! I told you there'd be more than enough violence.
I was just getting warmed up.
Of course you were, Kai. Of course you were. Level 5. Okay, so that's another way that leads up where we were going. Let's double check round here first. Oh, ability point. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, which means we could unlock a shout. I'm not a big fan of shout abilities. Remember attacks come interruptible and deal stun. Meh. Power attacks with axes and great swords deal bleed. Meh. Punching. Critical hits deal more damage. Increases damage with two-handed melee weapons by 25%. That's just good. Oh, we've got maximum health. Ooh. Taking damage slowly regenerates 75% of the amount lost. Oh, that feels like it's going to be really good. Don't use a shield. And we can decrease the penalty for heavy armor. It's like we're never going to be able to get to a lightning spell at this rate. I think some more passive stuff's probably useful. No survivability. Oh, I have a second point. That one requires level 8 to fully upgrade. Alright. Charge already goes pretty far. I don't think I need to worry about it. Do some damage as well. Then we did just get that bonus from training with Kai. I do want to do a little bit of perception. Just because it is doing stuff in conversation from time to time. Feels like we're not going to have too many points, though. I don't know. Maybe more health at this point. No, I'm not in too much danger yet. Do more perception. I want to get it at least to 4. Knock those off. Screw you, tutorials. Still unsure where this treasure map's going to be. I'm basically just looking for this giant chasm to find the special cod piece, which I'm sure will look great on our character. No. That was the other way round, right? That I was going up. It is. Let's build a little bit down beneath, and then we can... Mushroom, let me go. Bit up there. I'm confused, game. Does appear to be up there. Game's like, this is not how we intended you to do it, player. There certainly wasn't a cave down there leading into it. Wasn't a sneaky little ladder hidden in here? No. Something like that, AJ, yes. Don't know how it will actually be engaged on me, but we'll see. Look, it's another one of these things where it's just a whole ass area that's like, you can't get here. We're just a risen bit of cliff, like that bit all the way over here. No way to get up there, then don't put fog of war on it, game. It makes me so angry. I see fog of war, I want to clear it. It's just built in. How around does the other way go? Oh, that leads all around to that place. So I want to go up this pilgrim's path then. Presumably find more lizards. And take their apples. Hello? Oh, look, a little picnic spot where... If there are a load of lizards here, this seems like... Oh! Music said, hey, you found
Great
a view.
Isn't it? You can even see Fort Northreach in the distance.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Kai. Probably be a better view in the sunlight, but... Why is the lighthouse glowing pink, Kai? We investigated the lighthouse. There was nothing glowing pink in there. That's suspicious as hell. God, if I went to the lighthouse at night, would it have done something different? I can't think like this. I can't think like this. I'm not going to go and retread all areas of the game at a different time of day just in case. Maybe a quest will lead me there if that's the case. Just gonna read this journal. Its thin volume is warped and water-stained. Quick flick through its pages reveals that it was diligently updated for 7 years. Its last entry is dated 2828, the year of Aephus's return. 2821, season of nesting birds. After 27 hours of difficult labour, I am the mother of a coral-spring squall of a girl. I call her Mata, after my mother's sister, who was carried away from us on Amira's wings last season. May she have something of her spirit as well as her name. 2823, season of sun showers. Nora presented Mata with the fishing pole, the harpoon, and the basket this morning. How anxious I was, as she should choose the harpoon and spend the hot seasons away at sea, or the fishing pole and be fettered always to the town, or the basket and spend her life climbing trees. The sweet Mata turned her back on all of them and crawled into her father's lap. 'Twill be as her father is then. Healer, and always stay near me. Ain't she? But what if you miss something? FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. I know, don't. It's just in the back of my mind. Listen, I'm hopefully, if there is something cool and fancy, the game will let me know. I have to have faith in it. It's too early to know how well it will direct me yet, so I've got to have faith. 2826, season of ripening koki. Last night, Mata told her first story. It was a tale of a mighty war parrot who fought fearlessly in many battles against the terrible Naga. Although he was a great warrior, he'd always wanted to explore the islands. So when his mother wasn't looking, he flew to the top of the Serpent's Crown in Nekataka. He saw all the way to Hasongo. The sky went on forever. He became scared of the heights and called for help, and his mother, the queen of the war parrots, came to rescue him. From then on, he was happy to remain a warrior. Great Aunt Mata once told me a similar tale when I was a foolish young girl determined to climb the tallest koki tree in the village. Perhaps there is something of my old aunt's soul in my daughter after all. 2828, season of churning waves. A dread storm cloud sits heavy on the horizon and small tremors shake the sand. My girl is not disturbed. Tonight she leads the children in a performance of Nagati's Kraken dance, as taught to us by the young women from Magi Island. We made her bracelets and anklets from shells we collected on the beach together, and she wove her skirt herself. As we near the season of her birth, I remember how, when I first quickened, I told Anura that I was afraid. It's strange to look upon this tiny mind now and think I may have never known her. How strange, this life of mine. How generous. Gods. And then everything happened with Aphis, and mayhaps they didn't survive. Maybe they did. Waterfall! No! We've hit negatives. That's 3 nothing behind waterfalls and 2 stuff behind. We're in the red now. And there is naught but despair.
If you traveled weeks to see him, you can wait a few more days.
Oh, it's the lady who wrote the journal.
You would not be so glib if your family's
Oh,
sons
gods.
were crying out to you for justice.
Some crusty old priest isn't going to change that.
I hope the daughter's okay. Hello?
The Temple of Aethys is closed. Ugh, I don't know why everyone in the Living Land suddenly wants to see the old kook in there, but it's not happening. Not today, anyway. Probably not tomorrow, either. Not with the way they're dawdling.
Since when do you make the rules?
Since I arrived with the big sword.
Alright, big sword, listen up.
So you say I need a bigger sword. The Oracle has one. Let me in and I will borrow it.
I'm saying you need to go home because the goddamn temple is closed.
What temple? I see a temple.
There's a temple to Aethys in the cave back there. It's a hike, and the path there is crumbling to bits. So even if it weren't closed, you know, I don't recommend it.
Why can't she enter?
Kara, an excellent question. Holy One, please. I say you must make her see reason.
As I've told Kalya here, there's a venture underway inside. The Free Expedition Corps is exploring a cave system that holds a temple of Aethys. There's an old man in there, calls himself the Oracle. I guess he's got something they want.
Is this like an official venture?
And uncouth pilgrims will only get in the way.
Your expedition has been gone 3 days, Sejuan. I say they are dead.
Alright, I'll see it for myself.
You will let him go and not me?
Oh no, I've made it worse.
See, who said I was letting him go?
Shut up immediately. Be reasonable.
Well, my orders say no one.
Hikara, yes. Tell the envoy about your precious orders. I could recite them in my sleep.
Don't make me bring this back to Ambassador Higglard.
Right. Sorry, envoy. The expedition team entered through the cave just past here. They planned for a day's journey, but they've been gone for more than 3. Something must have held them up. Our freak mentioned traps and earthquakes and...
The oracle who maintains the temple is a godlike of Aethys, so there is no telling what he is capable of.
They were carrying a lot of tools and weapons with them, so be on your guard.
Nod solemnly and leave. Again, Kui, I will try and clear it so you can, you know, go up there and see yourself.
Kara, this is unbelievable.
Okay, track that one in that direction. Do a proper big save as we're getting into something now. It's all up here again, will assumably be this cave. Let's go have a look-see. Well, when they said cave... Do I have a light source? Oh, it's a whole distinct region of the map. Like a little dungeon. Ooh. Is that just going to be fog of war next to me that I can't reach then? God damn it. I'm going to assume so at the moment. Let's have a look-see. Hello? An eye out for traps, she said. The funky looking plants. The electric lily seed. Oh, it's a grenade. These highly conductive seed pods absorb latent electrical energy from the air around them. When disturbed, they burst and emit a powerful discharge. Ah, nature. Providing everyone with so many grenades.
That spear looks adherent, all right. Guess we're on the right track.
What spear? Oh, right, in that bear. Essence generators are mechanical devices that can be activated with shock damage. It's the grenades.
You take lead.
Sick. Doors open.
Skellington. Ah! Sorry, Kai. I did not notice the trap. That's on me. Since when do skeletons need to sleep?
How'd you do that?
Magic, Kai. Magic.
Now we know why the expedition team abandoned that puzzle.
So they got skeletons. Book of Verses. Ednug, the bright star, spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sargamis spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Amkane knelt before him, and resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Modgun spoke. Her voice was like the songbbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modgund, but Ednugd warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away. No harm will come to you if you keep your faith. Sounds very versy. All of the pots. Knackered. I need pelts and pistol. Still seems like we've not got like a step up in weapons yet. But I'm not really expecting one until we leave this zone and enter another. Onward. Regular spear and a bear claw. There are way more claws on that bear game, not just the one. I also realised if I'd gone to the city, maybe I'd pick up more companions. I don't know how many we get to take with us. Like if it's one at a time. Ooh, holy shit.
Views like this remind me why I came to the Living Lands in the first place.
How does this work? Oh. The voice. Yeah. It's more of the Godless's architecture again. Oh, there are bits up there as well. Fascinating. No wonder the expedition was here more than 3 days. Get lost in something like this.
Blood and a broken tripwire. Someone got clumsy.
Yes. Wouldn't do to be clumsy, would it, Kai? Let's now look out for more tripwires.
Look at that.
Damn.
That statue. How did anyone build that all the way down here?
Rituals, whispers of searing light.
Taking it in. I love shit like this.
Zorums. Want to sneak or fight?
Oh.
Quiet as the depths.
I'm gonna stab you in the butt.
Another one down.
I love the ragdoll. Just go flying. Nothing else in here other than a small light in a cave where they assumably just kind of lived. Okay, we're way up that way, or Further down. Let's double check they weren't hiding anything else in here. Bit of side cave. The lizard. No sign of the other expedition forces. I haven't unlocked the ability to break those like that yet. Shoulder mash! Oh, was that just another way around? Fair enough. Sweet melon! A fresh melon. Taking a bite instantly cools the body on a hot day. Many farmers hide slices in their pockets for a quick snack while working. Very soggy pocket you're going to have if you're hiding slices of lemon. What lizards about? Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Look at that lighting. Blood. Oh! Son of a bitch!
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. 1. All errors can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, as long as the soul is dedicated to the task. Work hard, work well. Abaddon demands only honest labour and forthright service. All errors can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft. Excel at what you've been trusted to do. Not offend your teacher by remaining a student forever. 4. Each generation must forge its successors. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in doing so, multiply the fruits of your knowledge. 5. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversity temper the ignorant of your will, and you shall never shatter. 6. Embrace your station. Fulfill the duties of your rank, and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All guilds fail at their weakest link. Yes. Blame yourself, don't look at the whole. 7. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emptiness. As long as you have the tools of your trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. 8. Value the work of others. They will value your works in return. Share the harvest with the hungry, your tools with the destitute. 9. All souls can be reforged in whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. Death is no time for complacency. Commit yourself to excellence in this cycle and the next. Again, when you know reincarnation's real, it kind of changes things as a society. I think it's tongue. Is there any way to turn this off? The last time we stepped in electrical water, it buggered me. Kai, look, you said... Alright. Hang on, kid. Before I meet you this way, I want to check the other path. Make sure I'm not missing out. Let Cloud Rock. Kolov, I can find no more use to put my talents in our pitiless land. I must go. The water freezes. I create art from it. The water melts, my art dissolves. The water freezes again. The cycle brought me peace. Once. I looked upon my work and was comforted by its impermanence, and in the impermanence of all things. I took comfort in Ramrangan's promise of the end. But even the ice carver is not impervious to the cold. A new wind that blows from the north, from Rakaizo, from the cracks in the in-between, chills me to my bones. There is something wrong in the world. Lord Haran, not even your bright smile can set this cycle to rights. I head to the living lands. The vitality that fled my art is gathering there. Condensing. Now a new chill rises in the land. A great conflict is coming, and our master will need his harbingers at his side. If Vatno returns, tell him to come. But my love, I beg you, do not follow us. Serve our God most faithfully. I must believe you're still alive. Lexi. Sadness when they didn't make... Oh, they got mushroomed. Cursed mushrooms. Right, are you of the expedition or the priest?
You're not my brother.
No, I'm not. Hello.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead? Is this the beyond spirit? Have you come to take me to Galloway's side?
No.
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Doesn't look like that much of a kid. Dream touch.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
That's why we took the heal.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
This choice costs me 8 hours time. The kid explodes into mushrooms.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel. Who are you? What you doing down here?
Ask you the same question. Are you with the Expedition Corps?
Free Expedition Corps out of High Crown. Yeah, that's us. Well, that's me anyway. The rest of those assholes went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Cadman, honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell our freak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that Oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in.
Anything I need to know about this oracle?
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
That don't mean we just suddenly know each other.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Aethys, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like
Extra
Aethys has
old.
been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
They used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it in. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Aethys, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after all Aethys did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore.
Can't remember exactly. Aethys, like, oh man, it's been so long since I played Deadfire. So again, that was the second game. I'd have to recap it at some point. It's probably something that's worth doing for me in my downtime, just a recap of the first and second game.
Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Wow.
Relax.
No one's
You're not the
looking.
first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yeda's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly.
Wants this artifact, it seems.
And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. And that's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah? When we make camp, she
Oh
has these terrible
no,
dreams.
she's been mushroomed!
Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradis.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here.
Given the extent of your injuries, you certainly would have.
It's a lucky thing you found me then.
I'll see you back in Paradis, Kidman.
Right, yeah. Got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was.
Oh, bless. Despite just calling them assholes, he was like, I hope they're good. How to get in there? Alright, map's not going to help me in any way.
Seems like
just
a
go
good
around.
kid. Glad we could give him a hand.
Aye,
Maybe
Kai.
one of Juliana's girls will too. So, the kid said that
Kai.
deep looking for the Oracle. I say we head after him.
I agree. Well, we're not just going to leave now, are we? That would be quite silly. Male Harbuck. Male armor provides good protection against slashing attacks and animal bites. Harbucks like these are relatively simple to craft, but incredibly time consuming. The saying goes, there isn't a lower quality male, just quirks in craftsmanship. And now it's gone. History of the Living Lands 1. Origin. The Living Lands do not exist. Oh, good start. Oh, we were standing on something make-believe. Certainly there is an island. Certainly there are valleys. There are rivers, lakes and mountains. There are trees and fungi in abundance. Taken together, do these not constitute the Living Lands? I will concede that they constitute the description of a continent. That this continent lies north of the equator, and that this continent is equidistant from Aedirn and Rautai. I will concede that this continent is real, as long as you and I walk upon it. We call this island the Living Lands. The Living Lands is merely a descriptor of its attributes. A list of attributes does not, alone, make up a place. I believe that for a place to become real, it must have a name. For a name to be real, it must have a history. History coffers meaning, and meaning is given to a name by its namer. The Living Lands cannot be this island's name, because I have travelled its breadths, climbed its peaks, and delved its countless depths, and I have discovered the Living Lands has no name at all. Unless the words we use to describe this continent, the Living Lands, were given to us by the godless. Unless these words have a meaning only they could comprehend. Unless these words have a history only they could know. And the necessity? The thisness of this place was lost with them. The neighing. So even someone who has travelled this entire continent has no idea, which is interesting. Much blood, much save. Don't do this, lizard. I swap when I'm reloading. Very cute, very silly.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Inquisitor's request. Ah. Captain Gader, the relic you seek is but one of many thorns in the rotten heart of this land. Claim it for a deer, and should its efficacy be confirmed, you will be rewarded appropriately. Mr. Lodwin.
Didn't realize the
the
head of the
X.
Steel Garrote was into antiques.
A worrying thing. Ooh. Make the jump, make the jump. Hey! Double potion. Take it. Always more stuff. Honk. Okay, to the priest.
I see someone. Be ready for anything.
Looks like that might be our way out.
My brother. Can it be?
Come,
Hello.
stand in the light. Let me look at you.
Yeah, that's the kind of godlike thing I was probably more likely to go for than Barkface, but here we are.
It has been too long. I had feared I was the last.
Yeah,
of
they're
us,
saying the godlikes have been
but you-
vanishing.
Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargemus,
Matthew Mercer, is that you?
servant of the once shining god. He whose light has lately dimmed.
Aethys is the god of rebirth, redemption, dawn, spring and light. Years ago, a farmer by the name of Waywin claimed to be the vessel of Aethys and went on a rampage. Aethys was destroyed. Yeah, I know I've read this before, I'm just double checking. Yeah, what happened to him is a matter for speculation. Yeah, I need to find out. I need to
What brings you to this
get
sacred
a recap.
space?
I'm looking for an expedition of my countrymen. Did they pass this way?
An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
An expedition? You know, treasure maps, matching outfits, campfire songs, the works.
I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Aethys we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here?
It's some kind of relic. Oh, there's the perception. I've no reason to question him yet.
Ah, the splinter of Aethys. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss.
Where's this relic exactly?
The splinter of Aethys is a sliver of shinbone from my lord's titan body.
Ah,
It was carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond, the splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice.
where'd you keep it? I might find them there.
It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all
I probably
manner
should have
of
pressed him
creatures.
on where the others were.
Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
If you're about to ask us to tidy up, think again. My place is a much bigger mess.
Oh no. I had something far grander in mind. You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Aethys in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way.
I'll return shortly.
I am most grateful. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your
Why?
path, brother. To what?
You named yourself after one of the early figures in Ephesian scripture.
Then Sargemus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargemus. Though it has been some time
Also, you
since a
old.
man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Harmka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns, acquisition is the faith to which all men bow.
Suddenly too real.
But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone.
And there was a temple of Aethys in the cave.
Be welcome, for you have found it. People like you and I once sought this place in moments of spiritual turmoil, when the world and our souls could not find rest. Moments of war, famine, massacres, when those such as us are called upon to speak the gods' wills and to lead. But I have seen not one of us these last 3 years, and it is rare indeed that pilgrims come to pray. Perhaps our meeting now is the work of immortal hands. I pray that it is so.
Why would godlights visit this temple and not the temples of their patron god?
Godlike. Such a meager word for us, who are the gods' eyes and ears and hearts. We are the phenomena through which the gods experience the world. We are as like the gods as a finger is like a man. You and I and our raptured brethren.
Now it's starting to be really worried.
Themselves.
That's all very poetic, but it doesn't answer the question. Is this place special to godlikes?
It had been once, when we were legion, but no longer. Our kind came here to find fellowship and understanding, in a world determined to bend us to its purposes.
I'm wondering what purpose the Emperor had in naming me his envoy.
This is a heavy burden you carry, to be beloved of both a god and a god among men. I imagine one cannot help but wonder, did he elevate you for your skills and knowledge, your strengths, your accomplishments?
I hope so.
Or for what you are?
Bit of both, I'd assume.
You and I are instruments of a divine will. In choosing you to be his envoy, your emperor ennobles his purpose and tarnishes yours.
You built the statue?
Indeed. It has been my obsession these last few years. Hewn by my own hands.
I'm just regretting the forging the perception thing. I think I need to use that whenever it comes up.
I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my god.
Are you dying?
If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother. I am only very old. My light is waning. As Aethys' essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him.
Essence is the matter of souls, a purple haze that lingers in the wake of death. Everyone can perceive essence with the naked eye. Animancers capture essence to power their devices and study the spiritual world. Watchers see it with maddening depth and frequency. You were a watcher in Pillars of Eternity 1, and you were just speaking with the dead all the time. It's pretty interesting.
His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night.
You mentioned you're very
Indeed,
old.
My soul has dwelled in this form for centuries, beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf. My lord Aethys inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded.
That's a long-ass time.
You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve.
That was over 600 years ago.
About 630, yes. Give or take a decade. One does lose count.
Yes, too long to be alive. You must have witnessed some unbelievable things.
Many, yes. Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled Ir Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the broken stone war, the war of black trees, the war of defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten.
Man, I'm so conflicted about this character.
I can hardly recall them anymore.
You spent a long time in the Deerwood. What made you stay?
The Deerwood has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colklin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go.
You ever meet Saint Waidwin?
Is that what they're calling him now?
Hmm.
I heard the man that was Waidwin speak when he was but a farmer. He had a presence even then, furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Waidwin his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face?
He's not completely... What's the word? Smitten's the wrong word, but he's not completely, my god is right all the time. Like, he's clearly disagreeing with him there.
What a grave injustice. To have your body stolen and be made into a saint. Tragic Waidwin. Pitiable Waidwin. I grieve for what became of him.
Oh, there's the perception coming in. Do you wish it had been you who was made a saint?
God help me. I do.
I was honest about it. Why haven't you died yet?
That is a question for my lord.
What a question to ask anyone at any age.
I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive, and now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die.
Ever talked to you?
In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply.
So not really then.
So, do not mistake his talking for a conversation. He only wanted to be heard.
You afraid?
Not anymore.
Why would you tell me all this?
Because you are my brother. And I want someone to know.
Like, it's so humanizing bits of it that I'm just like, You're really a godlike.
I am as you are, though I do not care for the word. Aethys the Dawn Treader is my lord and patron. If you will forgive me saying so, I am surprised to meet you here. Even before the vanishing of our kind, it had been some years since a child of Galawain came to speak with me.
I'm not...
I have never seen a member of the Lord of the Hunt's coterie whose visage resembles yours.
That's because I'm not a godlike of Galawain.
Ah, of course.
I get the feeling maybe he's going to turn when I say.
I have had the great privilege to speak with thousands of our kind during
Yeah,
my
this should be
long
pretty
life.
illuminating if he has any inclination.
And you do not resemble a single one of them. But if not Galawain, I cannot imagine who else among the Pantheon might have blessed you.
Oh, let me tell him. Truthfully, I don't know which god is my patron.
My relationship with my lord has oftentimes been
Didn't I
the
tell him
one
about the
succor
healing
through
mushrooms?
difficult seasons of my life. I hope that when you find your patron, it is the same for you. May I ask, as a god's child, did your earthly parents love you?
Oh, another moment for me to build my backstory. They worried for me ceaselessly. I felt like a burden to them.
This world is cruel to us. And tragic how that cruelty often begins at home.
Where did the gods vanish? Godlights from the world.
There are many theories, which the holy and learned of Aora have only just begun to argue. But you did not ask me for theories.
Do you know?
Frankly, I do not know for certain. However, I believe the gods are preparing for war.
Against Kith?
A war of all against all.
Oh no, free for all.
A struggle between destiny and design. Who yokes the soul of the world? Whose machinations turn the wheel? Who acts and whom is acted upon?
Oh boy, we're getting into some real shit.
That is the ultimate power, brother. The only power there is. To decide the fate of another, and to make it so.
That's the most suspicious shit you said this whole time.
For so long as we have lived, it is the gods who have decided for us. But change is possible, if we are brave enough to want it.
Now it sounds like you're wanting to challenge your god.
And Kith have lately grown very brave indeed.
I've been hearing a voice in my head since I arrived on the island. Could it be my god?
I suppose it's not impossible, but the gods typically make themselves known to us in our earliest days, before we have left the comfort of the womb. They are present in our hearts and mind before, well, before we even have a notion of I at all. I'm sorry. Yours is an unusual case. Tell me, this voice in your head, do you want it to be your god?
It's not my god, I don't know what else it would be.
Other than a symptom of madness, you mean?
It gave me healing powers, I'm not crazy.
You do not seem especially troubled. No more than any Kith subject to life's uncertainties. As to what the voice is, if it is unlikely to be a god, I cannot say. It may be a particularly powerful soul attempting to control you, or the echoes of a past life. Perhaps it is the sending of an archmage, or some ancient construct of Engwithin make.
The Engwithins were an ancient society that vanished from Aora. Today they are remembered for their grand architecture and deep knowledge of soul manipulation. They left vast ruins and intricate machines all over the world. What became of them at the height of their power remains a mystery.
Or it may just be the beginnings of the Dream Scourge.
No, I'm already a mushroom. I'm not becoming a mushroom, I'm bark.
Whatever this voice is, I suspect only an expert in souls can say.
Maybe I need a watcher. I should go.
Of course. Explore to your heart's content. But please refrain from touching my statue or devices.
I will respect his... I'm going to poke around, but I'm going to respect his wishes for now.
I will be here if you return.
Hefty conversation. So many intriguing bits in there. I really like this character. The flaming sword. Sargamis. Over 600 years. I mean, in theory, I could power some of these. A letter to Sargamis. Sargamis, it's been some time since your last correspondence. I do hope you are still well. Have the materials and spare equipment from my lad proven reliable? You know how temperamental and finicky old equipment gets. I swear these machines have souls of their own. But I digress. I look forward to hearing the latest news about your progress. I have no doubt that the completion of your project will change the world. And knowing you, it will certainly be better for it. But I have had a part to play, and that fills me with a deep joy and satisfaction. Perhaps one day I shall write about us. I can see it now. The Oracle and the Visionary. A titillating tale of two thinkers and their thoroughly thought-provoking theories. On second thought, perhaps simply the Oracle and the Visionary will suffice. Eagerly awaiting your response, your friend, Vitor. Yes, it is good that I forgot to send this after it dried. Ulrask would be very cross with me if I did not relay once more that he is, and I quote, rather looking forward to giving Sargamis oversized animat a proper thrashing if it ever gets it functional. Oh, that Ulrask. Till next time, my friend. Why is the name Ulrask sparking something in my memory? So, he's trying to make a giant working golem with a shard of Aethys that functions. What he's going to do with it, though, is currently unclear. For a moment, I thought I'd break that box. He's going to get absolutely very, very angry at me. Break that wand. Yeah, it's just another way around.
Leave those be. They protect my devices.
Okay. At least he didn't immediately scream at me. Assumably that's like the quick way out. So I don't want to go there just to trigger 2 loading screens and come back again. This feels like a boss room or something that I'd have to hit those devices for. There's a lot of them about. I imagine if I did start just dicking about more, it would start a fight here, and I've no reason to yet. It's not like I'm trying to empower whatever this thing is myself. It's made out of barrels and crates and clay. How much soul magic does it need? Statue of Aethys missing the splinter of Aethys. Adra for eyes. Adra for the chest. It's going to be very, very magical if it does actually stand up. Oh, his journal. 2828. Pursue. So this is after Aethys is gone. He's gone, but he is still with me. What form should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in High Crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold. This remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth of the Empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do instead with the wealth of the land. Granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees. I must work without ceasing until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. 2828, Tarasu. He is beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, a temple within this temple of the godless. But when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Aethys' Titan as it had existed in its time. A body of strange flesh and bone, hundreds of feet tall, stride the land with the Pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships of the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I do not know, but I shall remake him as he was, in my own fashion. 2829. Magiverno. He is complete. The statue I have made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient in it and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. 2829. And Prima. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious Adra core. It glimmers even in the low light of this cavern's ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn to this penumbral place, as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire they celebrate spring dawn today, or they would have prior to the Saints' War. I wonder, what of his remains in the beyond after his dissolution at Ukaizo? I long to be with him again. 2829. Prima. What if I did not have wonder? So you're essentially trying to bring your god back through a golem and that tiny, tiny piece of him. Like, it's not like he's planning world domination. You know? He just wants his god back. Now the world hates him and maybe. Secret door? Goodness me.
The bridge is out, but that looks like the way to the relic.
Right, before we descend further and unveil more mysteries about this quest, I'm going to quickly save, for one. And we're going to have a quick bio break. And then I think for the end of the day, I want to get this Dawn Treader questline done. I know we've still, like, dear God, so much map left to explore. Probably going to take another stream or two to even get into Paradis at this rate. Oh, goodness me. But I am enjoying it. And being thorough with it. Just exploring it. It's a very pretty game and fun to explore. But in any case, stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be right with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Screen back on. There we go. Headset. Swig a beverage. And in we go.
This reminds me of the Strangled Road. How is anything
It's funny that it cut off his dialogue as we swim. It didn't just immediately go. Oh no, I need air. Okay, investigate. Seems as though he's been trying to build this thing in multiple places. Locked there, but chest. Opened chest, but more in there. Okay. I love that. That'll never not be fun. Nothing else in there? Was that open? Oh no, it wasn't looted. Ooh. Alright. Good to know. Just because a chest is open doesn't mean it can be lootable. That way, hang on. That just undid the gate. Okay. What was once probably a very nice library. Oh, it's a lot of reading. And spiders. Waterlogged book. Writing this term is dense and spidery. It advances across this page at a sprint, as if the author's pen had been enchanted with a spell for celerity. Whatever muse ensorcelled it will never be revealed, however, for the book's fragile pages swiftly disintegrate in your hands. Fancy magic books. True stories from the living lands. Oh boy. Okay. There's going to be a lot of reading in the library, as one might expect. Only the heartiest of explorers would dare take the long, dangerous trek to the living lands. There is no denying its beauty. The diversity of plant life alone is a herbologist's dream. The inherent risk in blithely trekking through these pristine hills is more than most should undertake. Let me take a moment to tell you about the land itself. Rolling hills, greenery and sun. The whole area feels like a succession of hills and valleys, each with its own ecosystem. While that declaration is a tad extreme, it can almost be said to be true. A combination of sun, geographical location, proximity to fresh water, valley depth, and the existence of hot springs, have given the living lands a wide breadth of flora and fauna. Walk down a hillside into a valley and you will find lush, verdant hills. Climb the next rise and you might see nothing but rock and boiling mineral springs. And the creatures. In my travels, I've seen it all, and this place never ceases to amaze me. Explanation for why we suddenly get snowy area, lava area, etc. Trolls. I'll never forget my encounter with the trolls of the living lands. I just narrowly avoided being consumed by a giant plant, more on that later, and was running as fast as I could to get away from it. I broke the crest of the hill, and the valley below was wide, green, wet, and covered with low, thick branched trees. Vines grew everywhere. Between the trees, across the tops of them, down to the ground, it is a mess of vines and green. Cautiously, I worked my way down towards the basin, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. It's a good thing I did so. I noticed not all the trees appeared to be trees. Froze, dropping to the ground in an effort to minimize my appearance. One of the trees moved, lumbering slowly away from the cluster. Then I realized it was a troll, stepping out from among the group of trees it had been resting against. A few more steps, I would have walked right into their home. The camouflage these trolls exhibited far exceeded any I'd seen before. I hope to return again in the future and observe them more. Okay, so stealth trolls are a thing? Insects. Well, I've never seen them. I've read reports of giant insects in the living lands. No. Centipedes, flies, mosquitoes, and hornets all 10 times the size you would see them elsewhere. Yeah. Imagine making camp. You've just gotten everything set up. There's a nice fire going next to your shelter. Something is gently simmering in the cooking pot. You sit down, finally feeling like you can relax after a trying day. Feel a tickling at your feet, insistent and prolonged. Reaching down to brush whatever it is away, your hand comes in contact with something hard, long, and flexibly winding its way around your boot. You look down to see a centipede the size of your arm casually making its way over your feet toward the far side of your camp. You would get out of that camp, wouldn't you? It's exactly what my friend did when he realised he had started his fire over a centipede nest. Ugh. Last trip I had with my folks to Italy, I had forgotten the need to keep one's shoes off the floor and woke up to a centipede in my shoe. It was not great, for I did not notice it until after a long car ride. I started walking around and there's something in my shoe, and then eventually sitting down, taking off, and just a moving, still living centipede. It was awful. I tell you now, my toes are wriggling just at the thought of it. Suffice to say, I was very careful with my shoes thereafter and checked them every day. Plants, and lest we forget, do not let your guard down around the plants. I had discovered a wonderful collection of giant flowers. They were bright pink and grew in a circle around a central stalk. What an aroma! I like the words to describe how delectable it was. Sweet, fruity, and light with just a hint of something tangy. Looking closer, I saw some berries growing on the stalk in the centre of the flowers. Well, I just had to have them. So I started pushing my way through the flowers. Then the vines growing around the base of the plant began to twitch and the blooms turned towards me. It was at that moment I saw the blooms weren't actually flowers but hinged jaws. I had been fooled by its camouflage. I quickly retreated, pushing my way back out just in time. The bloom slammed shut. If I had still been standing there trying to reach the berries in vain, I wouldn't be writing this book today. Crazy insects, giant plants, and stealth trolls. At least we're somewhat now aware of what might await us going forwards. Great Western Stag. One day, Aophis was sitting on a wall, watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal hung in a nearby tree, had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small notes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, gliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place, following one as it rushed past him and leapt on it, trying to pin it down. Aophis smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placing his paw over it only to watch it flit away again. Aophis watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Aophis responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice. "Neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt?" "So philosophical, Hylia," Aophis said, and turned to greet the two gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallel between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Hylia and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat who continued to hunt the sun, fruitlessly swatting at another mote, and then rolling onto his back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Aophis said, finally breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but it can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "Don't you agree, Galawain?" "While it's true your creation is elusive, it hardly can be considered the ultimate prey because it can never be caught." He paused. "I assume we'll go away now." His brow furrowed in thought. "That mote of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream. Truly fruitless endeavour." "All creatures spend their lives chasing fruitless endeavours," said Hylia. "It is the way of morality." Gawain laughed again. "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood that could never be caught. I can make your dream a reality." Now it was Aphis' turn to laugh. "You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality. How is this any better? A life spent in the pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other." "But you just said no one could catch this creature. This is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surprised us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a giant white stag, and I will set it free in the world. It will have grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and it will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessing in finding it." Hylia shook her head and threw Galawain a bemused look. "I do not believe this is possible, so I too make an offer. The person who catches this stag, they will catch the stag. I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed they will be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt so they can obtain my boon." Galawain and Hylia took up arguing whose name would be invoked more when the hunt was on. Aophis sighed. a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked to the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long tired of stalking the moats, had fallen asleep beneath the tree. He turned and looked at the other gods, deep in debate, and sighed again. I merely bring the dawn, he repeated as he made his way down the path. It is up to you to see what I reveal. That's a lovely bit of humanization for the gods there. I like that a lot. Although, does this mean in the living lands we'll have a white stag to find? Nothing is lost. Search through Kaizo. Pretty sure we found that in Pillars of Eternity 2. Excerpted from the collected journals of Wanamora Wave Chaser. Aranga's men came to collect my portion of prize share this morning. I had nothing to give them again. I make no money for the tribe, though I am always in my little ferry boat, Grey Gull, carving through the waves. At night I get no sleep. Witaro asked me to conserve the lamp oil to come to bed, but I can't, not until I find it. I know it's out there, the lost city of Ukaizo. On every chart and map of the Deadfire I found, yes, I was correct, whether Huana, Valian, or Rautian, there is a gap, an empty space where so much of our history should be. That said, I know it existed, but I can't remember for the life of me what was there. Did it burn to ash and cinders in the cataclysm? Did it sink below the waves? Does Nagati clutch it to her breast at the bottom of the sea? Perhaps it's lost and wandering like me, unmoored, looking for a home it can't remember, but for which some insistent longing burns in its chest, an ember always smouldering, a little fire to push it on. Witaro wants me to give up, but how can I? Mornings when the sky is so clear I can hardly catch my breath for the beauty of it. I think I see it out there, shimmering in the brightening blue light. Is it a taunt or a beckoning? Would I be able to tell the difference? I ask the fisher folk when they return with their catch at sunset. Tibere, I say, did you see anything? Or, Mabori, how about you? Peoria. They avoid me now. Witaro says they're busy, but I know they think I'm tide-sick and sun-addled. The way Peoria's lips curl in disgust when I approach. The way Tiberia's eyes seem to see right through me, I know. They won't have to suffer me much longer, because tomorrow I'm taking Grey Gull and sailing north. Someone has to chase the old tales. So I will. Oh. Knolls of the Parag Ruin. It was in the time of Eladril, the sure-footed, that we came to Silaban Rilag. An ancient place of the builders, as the locals call them. It was a marvellous sight. A door in the mountain framed by a pair of ghoulish aspects. Though through some trickery or cunning, Adriel was able to gain access for our scholars that we might observe and record what lay inside. We discovered a foundry of sorts, the likes of which neither we nor our distant brethren had seen. Through careful observation, we surmised that the ancients had used this place to extract souls and transfer them to suits of armour. Delicate and challenging work. Yet the scale they had achieved left us humbled and astounded. Ah, so this might have something to do with what Sargamis is actually doing with that golem. Perhaps most remarkable were the golems, living suits of armour powered by essence. We lost two of our fellows when the creature caught us unawares. Once we'd subdued them, it proved quite fascinating. All too aware that our host would never again allow us, nor other curious travellers, to visit this place, we took meticulous notes and measurements of all we saw, forsaking bread and sleep until the work was done. We reported all to Edra Hill, whereupon he praised our work and urged us quickly forward. For if such a place lay abandoned in the forest, who can say what other mysteries gods and kith have left in this strange and wild land? That's here as well. On the fire-forged path, Travels of Gardrick Yelton. This book is well worn and smells faintly of mildew. Its spine is cracked, and as you thumb through the book's pages, it falls open to a folio more ragged and dog-eared than the others. Though I was born and raised a Magranite now I will stay. As a young man, I undertook a pilgrimage to visit a holy house dedicated to every god. In doing so, I hope to know them each the better, to take what they had to teach and sow it into my soul like so many seeds, that my soul might grow and bear only the most delectable fruits for my goddess to devour at the moment of my death. So it is with no small amount of amusement that I pen this account of my visit once to a church of Whale, the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams and secrets, revelations and mysteries, and I reveal to you all I learned there. The challenge came first in finding adherents to Whale's doctrine, for they are not often ones to announce their presence, growing instead to build their flock from the solitary seekers who delve through ancient ruins and ruined archives in search of the strange, bizarre, the forgotten. But persistence is my goddess's first teaching, and find them I did. The Whaleites' Nekatakan congregation was small then, as it likely remains now. On the morning I stumbled upon them, they were lounging like so many cats in the sun on the steps above Queen's Birth, sharing between them a bottle of arak and pipes packed with white leaf and ripple sponge. I knew them for Whaleites, not for any badge or robe or trinket they wore, but for their race or age, for the ardour of their debate on the most benign of topics. I begged that they take me to their church and permit me to worship with them, and they laughed as one, their many voices like the howling of wild dogs. They acquiesced when I told them of my quest, and then invited me to sit and share their drink. I did. And as the arak burned a trail of fire down my throat, they showed me the dimensions of their hall of worship. Stairs were their pews, they said, blue sky their ceiling, and their walls the edges of the world. All of creation sits within its bounds. As morning neared midday, they stood as one and began to climb the mountain. "Where do you go now?" I asked. "To worship," they replied. A great wave of relief washed over me, for at last I would have my lesson from them. We climbed the many steps of Nekataka, and arrived at last in the sacred stair. "Where is your temple?" I asked. In response they whooped like children, rushing past me in a squall of smoke and laughter. I followed as best I could, though I wet my good slippers in a stream and could hardly keep my feet on the moss-slick stones, and we surged, soggy-footed and hollowing into the temple of Gorn. To worship, they cried. We shoved past dawn stars bent in praise of their macabre god, laughing all the while, and came to stand before a leafless tree whose boughs were hung in lanterns too numerous to count. I had nary a moment to catch my breath before the Whaleites were clambering into the tree's branches. A young man pulled me up with one hand and handed me a pipe with the other. The priest of Gorn screeched and wailed, and all the while we squawked like birds, our smiles wide and eyes alight with arak and lantern fire. The Mataru came soon after to chase us away, but not before we'd done our share of singing to the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams. Would that I have stayed with them a while longer, but alas, I could not deny my soul its journey, nor the whispers of my goddess in my ear. I took again to the road in search of churches, but I must admit, ever after, I longed always after for that tree. I like these little stories. Pretty good. Collected Annals of Lengafar. Whoever copied this work appears to have been in a great hurry, as if they feared being caught. The gods strip us of who we are on every turn about the wheel, mercilessly shaving off all we've learned with their divine laves. We retain the pale shadows of our soul, but knowledge, memory, self, all this cut away. The gods fear we might someday rival their strength if they do not. The trees of Glanfalf possess souls as strong as any kif, and their tangled roots extend for miles. But dig beneath any of them, follow those roots, and you'll see they don't end, but lead to a neighbour. There are many souls sharing one body. Why shouldn't willing kif be able to do the same? Oh no, a limb may be grafted from one tree to the trunk of another, and in time they'll bear sweeter fruit together than either might have alone. Mightn't it be possible, then, to graft a scion soul to the rootstock of a willing kif? Important they say willing. Souls wouldn't fracture but coalesce, they'd go stronger together. The gods see fractured souls, but they don't care for them. Damaged, broken people are abandoned by their makers to twist in the wind, given no succour, no relief. Would an intentional fractured soul be similarly inconsequential to them? I will use their apathy against them. I will make their disdain serve me. Grafted soul is obscured from the sight of the gods, spreads freely like a blood fever but doesn't kill its host. No, I will be a fever of the spirit, invisible, unstoppable, eternal. Something I always bear in mind with codex and books, they have to be placed with a level of intentionality. What is the developer doing by putting this book here? Other than, again, sometimes it is world building alone. How else is it hinting at the rest of the game and the stories they're in, though? Something always to bear in mind. History of the Living Lands 3. Glossolalia. In the ruins of Ukaizo, great city of the ancient Juana in the Deadfire, I once found a curious inscription. The inscription was written in 3 languages and arranged in a circle around a small pool of water. 2 of the languages were unknowns to me. The first of these scripts was largely runic, rounded and orderly, and looked like it was meant to be painted rather than chiseled into stone. It put me to mind of the architecture of Engwynf, with its frequent arches and odd conjunctions of angles. The other language branched off one long stem. It was curious at first. I thought I was meant to read it left to right, but the characters' shapes didn't have a flow that felt intentional. It wasn't until I tilted my head that I understood I was attempting to read it on its side. That I was instead meant to read it from top to bottom, and likely right to left. Fascinating. I've seen nothing like it in all Aora. A third of the scripts I recognised. It was near ancient Huawan, a language I'd studied idly in my youth. I'd been obsessed with its more logographic predecessor, far ancient Huanan, for many years. What a pleasure at last to see something I knew. After hours of meditation, I recall enough of the alphabet to take a stab at transcription. Kawingaro o Rotari Tekoahu Neki Pi Nuao o Kaizo Nekingi o Kingi Kane no Anawa Nagatiku. My pronunciation will be hellish, by the way. Ite ane hengo ke akai katingai. Intago u Oturi, King of Ukaizo, the King of Kings. Has the cadence of a dedication. Could this last inscription be the key at deciphering the other 2 unknown languages? Again, someone has to write that, get it signed off on, find a place to put it in the game. A lot of things. I forgot that I have a stealth attack, and I'm surprised the spiders ignored me for so long. Ow. More spiders. Where were they hiding?
Who's ready for more?
Life and Discoveries of Pentagram. Mention the name Pentagram to anyone with even a passing knowledge of animancy, and you could find yourself in for a very long discussion. Publicly reviled, but privately lauded as a hero and genius, Pantagram's history is at a turns revolutionary, horrific, and mysterious. Pentagram was fascinated, some might say obsessed, with the concept of animancy. It consumed his life as he dedicated everything to understand it. He would frequently travel to Irglanfarth and the Drearwood to visit the Engwafin ruins. There he would take notes and make sketches, bringing anything back with him that he could help to unlock the mysteries. After years of study, Pentagram had reached the point where he could no longer conduct research on his own, and he took on an assistant, Englyn Fane. Soon, Englyn was making trips to Eglafan in Pantagram's stead. Some of those names are ringing a faint bell. Gathering knowledge while Pentagram stayed behind to experiment, his partnership quickly bore fruit. Pentagram made a breakthrough, and that would irrevocably change his life and the general attitude about animancy forever. While the specifics of his experimentation will never truly be known, the rumours and stories that still circulate tell that he had sent out inquiries, asking for live subjects to help with a dangerous experiment that might change their life or might end it. Those who were already dying were especially encouraged to apply. The response was overwhelming, and Pentagram had his pick of numerous willing bodies. That is when he had his breakthrough. He discovered a way to fix a soul, anchoring its body so it couldn't leave at death. He had discovered eternal life. His research and life's work had resulted in the greatest single discovery that animancy could hope for. His findings were published, quickly spread through Valia and beyond. While some groups, the Wodican Church for example, decried his work as nothing more than blasphemy and heresy, many put it to practice. Everyone wanted the chance at immortality. But everything comes with a cost. It quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul while keeping the person not technically alive was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, evolving and warping the soul now trapped inside it. Creatures it created were dangerous, carnivorous beasts that killed brutally and indiscriminately. The backlash was ruthless. The practice of Pantagram's discovery was outlawed. His works were collected and burned. He and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pentagram simply vanished. Helig was tracked down, captured and brought to trial for the atrocities committed against Valia and its people. The trial was barely more than a formality to bring charges against him, as everyone knew what hand he had played in the disaster. He was sent to prison for years, but eventually released once public outrage died down. Not long after his parole, he disappeared as well. Occasionally talk surfaces that a copy of Pandagram's theorems had been found, untouched by the purging flames that destroyed its brothers. These rumours seldom end up being more than that. Many groups and wealthy individuals have forms sending out a call to anyone who will listen to find us copies of the theorems, though for gold, jewels, status, anything that they can entice adventurers to help them achieve their goals. There are those who would give anything a chance at more immortality, even become a monster. Again, we know there are animancers in this game. We know that is going to be an element of the story, so that book strikes me as trying to give us some... It's the schematic. These drawings detail plans for the creation of a large statue powered by essence. Essence is intended to be injected into the statue by an array of animatic devices. Where such a vast store of essence might come from, and what a statue could do with it is unclear. That's a good point. He must have loads of soul energy. And from where? The Deerwood, Part 5. Proliferation of Animancy. Or maybe some animancy is going to be part of what powers this golem. Animancy outlawed while under Adem rule was technically no longer taboo after Hadret's rebellion. Academics began its study again in earnest in 2681 AI. By 2797 AI, there were almost 40 academics actively researching the field in both the Deerwood and the Valian republics, even though no significant results had been discovered. A tragic breakthrough of sorts happened in 2704 AI. An animancer working in Bale Reach accidentally shattered the souls of about a dozen volunteers who had been helping him. In retaliation for the deaths, citizens of the area stormed his house and killed him. The Earl of the region, not wanting to waste resources or anger the locals any more than they already had, did nothing to find the head of the vigilante mob, neither did he outlaw animancy. To ensure their own safety, most animancers moved from rural areas where they were studying and settled in Defiance Bay, many of them choosing the emerging and wealthy district of Brackenbury as their new home of operations. While there were still a few breakthroughs and the study of animancy continued for the next 24 years, it quickly slowed as it became cost-prohibitive and complicated the more people learned about it. Most animancers couldn't afford to continue research without the support of donations or gifts from wealthy individuals and organizations. In 2737 AI, some animancers, desperate to continue their studies and seeing no other means of furthering their research, entered the forbidden ruins of Eaglafaf to further their research. They discovered such sites had strange artifacts that seemed to bear affinity to soul essence, and began to prod at the devices for further insight. Even with continued research, they are unable to tell quite what they had discovered. Eventually, they were found out by the Glafanans, captured some of them, demanding they be punished for their crimes. The Deerwooden authorities, in order to maintain their treaties and keep the peace, had no choice. They allowed the animancers to be executed according to Glanfafan tradition. This led to the Duke to make an additional proclamation. Study and practice of animancy on or even near the sacred Glafan sites would be punishable by death. In 2780 AI, in order to solidify relations again with the Glanfans, the Deerwood government allowed some animancers to begin training in experiments in conjunction with the Glanfan mind hunters, their native ciphers. This was an exchange of information. The animancers documented the secrets of the mind hunters' powers. The mind hunters learned new techniques for concentration, which assisted them in taking their powers to a level no Glanfafan had ever seen before. The ciphers, no longer wary of the animancers' intentions, trusted them to such a level, they convinced the Glanfafans to give some animancers limited access to some of the training sites where the Glanfafans practiced. The anthems of the Glanfarm tribes opened the training ground to the animancers. They were not allowed inside, as this was still strictly forbidden, but the general allowances by the Glanfafans were seen as a breakthrough in relations between the Deerwood and Near Glanfaf. Over the next 8 years, the animancers' research would continue unimpeded, with the exception of some minor squabbles. There has almost been no major strife between two groups for almost 120 years since. That almost seems foreboding, like there will be strife soon.
Coming in hot. Six years in dawnshore, and I never knew something this big was under our feet the whole time.
No, it's quite something. Croat's a little screaming at me for that number of books back to back, such as it is. Orange shield symbol. Right, soon we'll be matching them. Oh, more books. How could you do this to me, game? Purification of the Pilgrim. I had hoped that in coming to this place, standing before the splinter and turning my mind to prayer, that I would feel something, that I would experience the solace the other godlike speak of, state that they call grace. My dreams remain as silent as this eerie godless tomb, and I am ashamed to feel so lonesome and bereft. To truly love the gods is to be faithful to the void, that is what the oracle tells me. I look outside of myself to the here and now. For that which I desire, that I will always remain unsatisfied, I must go down into myself, into the still, wide emptiness to discover that I have already everything I need. The many voices of wail I wish would whisper in my ear. Even had I heard them, there would not be evidence of their love. That evidence persists already in my soul, in the void to which I have not been true, and it has from the moment they plucked my soul from the wheel and gave it unto my body to be born. It is the chime. The chime is the evidence of their love. And if it is all that I ever have of them, then I should fall to my knees in gratitude, what is more the most gift will get, to know the solace that I seek, and I must give up any desire for their love and learn to love the void. What is chirping at me in the corner? Beetles and lizard.
Right behind you.
Oh, scout! Every time. Nope. Oh, we're stood in water. Right. Okay, got it. Need to eat. Quick porridge, mid-fight. Oh, beautiful one shot. How to get up there is the next question. Far too sheer.
Dream scourge ahead. I hate to think it reaches all the way down here.
Thorns beside violets, essence twisted out of shape.
Nope, I should have known. Maybe I can use my charge ability? Ooh, lovely. More stuffs. Okay, orange just meant not activated. Yeah. Ow. Charging that one seemed doable. Getting over to this one seems a little more... Yeah, because I can't go... My charge only goes across. I can't get any elevation with it. Maybe there'll be another way around. Bloody hell.
A pulse beating out of time. Should it be disturbed?
I like that you're posing a question rather than telling me. Consecration prayer. With this leaving of his precious body, we commemorate our most glorious God with all his saints. Let us commend ourselves and one another and our whole life to Aethys, the Dawn Treader. For this holy house and for those who enter it with faith, reverence, and the fear of our God, consecrate this temple in his name. Aethys, have mercy on our souls.
If it weren't for the creepy oracle and the invading roots, this place would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Kai, absolutely. Just in case. I'm getting quite a lot of potions. Probably use the alcohol and stuff, but... Another pathway. More fire grenade. Barred door? It is.
There's the relic. It can't be as easy as just grabbing it.
Doesn't feel like it, Kai.
Unseen, unheard.
Splinter of Aethys. It's a lot smaller than I anticipated. Hello, hello.
No one said anything about tight space.
History of Living Lands for redacted. Evening, Emilis. Oh, it's alright. Every page of this book has been painted black except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, someone has scribbled, "How do their agents keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of the godless language, but I'm done rewriting it. You bastards win, no more." The note above has been amended by a more measured hand, likely sometime after the first note was written. I've compared my notes regarding the inscription from Mukaizo with the script on the intact clay tablet in my lab, and realised they share several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this if I can find an expert in the godless. Another amendment follows, but that too has mostly been blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page and a splash of blood stains the margins. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences circled several times. Yiz. Did that mean God? That's the first hint we have. What potentially the godless were with on this island. Ah! Ah! Monk!
Next one's mine.
Honestly, skeleton monk shouldn't be a thing. Bone's too brittle. Arquebus. Beautiful. Another little peek hole. Okay, what about the one on the other side then? Requires 2 magical runes by the looks of it, but I don't see a way through. Ah, that one will.
Unseek!
Oh, big chest. Where is the other then? Ooh, didn't notice this one. Glad I double checked. Thank you, guy. What loot awaits? Other than more breakables. I know most of them have nothing, but I have to break them. One sarcophagus. What have we got? Turquoise. I haven't had a turquoise gem yet. Oh no, I've had a few apparently. Turquoise is an amorphous, semi-precious stone, opaque and blue or blue-green in colour, but often flecked with darker deposits. Prospectors have claimed that they are abundant in the wetlands north of the Emerald Stair. Fair enough, it was just for a bit of sellable. At some point we'll get to the city. One day. Alright, let's check this shard of a god.
A false idol. It wakes.
Hmm?
Something's moving in the main chamber.
Okay. Hop. The ceiling's falling. I thought he couldn't wake up his golem without the shard. I thought that was the whole point. They're gone, skeletons. And he's right, we still haven't found the expedition. I get the feeling he's killed them. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Our little godly friend. Godless executioner from where? Oh! Parried. And again. Beautiful damage. It may appear simple, but the flow of the combat in this game I am really liking. Should try to block that.
Who's ready for more?
Is that all of them, Kai? Dear God, so many skeletons. Where did they come from? It's almost like they dropped from the bloody ceiling. Grenade. You should have used that grenade, skeleton. Ooh. Some Ardra, very nice.
That earthquake must have knocked something loose. Well, better a flood than a cave-in.
Oh, so now we can get to the other side. Fantastic. Maybe we find our expedition. Oh, and that actually gave me a way to get there rather than jamming it with my charge ability. Yes, bit of platforming. Beautiful. Bits and bobs, but it all adds up. What else behind it this way, is there? No. Other than the place we've already been. Quick save. Unfortunate cave-in. Leads us nicely towards our expedition, though. Again, it seems like one of them has been mushroom-brained. But I am worried in general how this particular mission is going to end up. Do I want to jump down in there? What's the other way? Same room, so why not?
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
Hmm? Really well hidden secret door. Really well done. Alright, let's not just immediately start hitting buttons. Just in case. Oh, they all just lead around the door.
Why has he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
Good question, miscellaneous voice. Why is it making me question? Oh, that's taken me all the way back round. Okay, not yet then. Which leads me back out there. Well, there's the expedition. Covered in flies. Report on 2830. No orders came down from Darin today. Would it be sent to the living lands? The diplomatic corps has established an embassy in the port city of Paradis, and they need support cataloguing the unusual ruins there. No doubt it will take months, perhaps a year or two at the very least. I'd promised Rudwin I'd be in High Crown to celebrate Inetsu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age, but how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand, and Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. Wee. Not like the gods are making new continents, the world's getting smaller every day. 17 Privenero. 2830. Always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs are pulling into harbour. A charming harbour it is, despite what Darin told me. And not nearly so dangerous as the clerks in High Crown warned. I swear on the Kreen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. I was filled for disillusion of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived. I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. This whole episode has given me a blinding headache, a real pinching sensation right behind my eyes. 21 Prevenero. 2830. We've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers that be argue about how best to make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little swill house in a rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Offrig's voiding his stomach in the canals and instead of the bunkhouse, it's not my business after all. I think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. 1 Tavernero, 2831. Blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Caben's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Actually, I left the notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days. I believe I remember enough of what I've learned to write a satisfactory report for the ambassador. Could these ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. The still Great Inquisitor attached to the embassy has uncovered the rumour of a holy relic in a cave here in Dawnshore. She suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we returned to Paradis. I'll bet there's a cursed tablet with my name on it and that Rudwin's installed the Temple of Skeg back in High Crown. Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin. My eyes replaced by My god, this went from I'm having nightmares to mushrooms are growing on me. Placed by quivering stalks, me returning into a... Oh no, that's the dreams. Ridwin splitting in half and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or to which god I pray, they refuse to go away. Certainly getting mushroomed. 6 Prima, 2831. I collapsed while we were gearing up in the market. None of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. I thought my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. He was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently it was taken from Aethys' Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering. It's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. I cannot delay any longer. I must find it.
Well, we found the expedition. Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here?
A good question.
They can't have come the same way we did. We swam here. What's stranger is there's not a scratch on them. No sign of what killed them. It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
Plans in the Oracle's workshop were too complicated to be a very simple statue.
You think he's building a what? A giant animat?
Yes.
I've heard of those, but I've never seen one. They're suits of armor brought to life by bound souls, right? The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Aethys, right?
I think so. Why?
Boredom? Loneliness? Mania? I was just hoping you'd tell me he couldn't.
That's why I need intellect. He has much to answer for.
Whatever the Oracle has planned for that relic, and for us, it can't be good, Envoy. Aethys is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now, we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
Aye. No shame. I like this character, but there was certainly something suspicious the whole time, but again, they did a good job of like occasionally me going, oh, well, maybe we're alright, maybe. On the Binding of Souls. Well, that just kind of confirms it all, doesn't it? The margin of this text are scribbled with notes and references. The inkstained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. The removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There is evidence that the Enguinins were particularly adept at this. A few details have survived them. Someone scrawled Annals of Paragon page 382-6 below this paragraph. What is known is that the removal of a soul is a difficult process and one that requires an expert hand, precise tools for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 goats left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. The words "transferred to holding vessel" are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive materials, copper and ardra specifically. Immersion in water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner, with no distortions or breakages. A warp soul is, at best, useless, and at worst, unpredictable. An arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunched note. Extraction pool in CR, 18 foot wide by 3 foot deep. We have since mastered the process of soul transference, and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals and wilder. What remains to be seen is whether we might see greater gains from using the souls of Kith, where we would produce the appropriate subjects and how much personality and autonomy we would want to leave intact in such cases. A string of notes wind around and below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoners of war, volunteers, and ending with forged guardians in block letters. These notes are crossed out and below them is written, "What of the divine soul?" Capturing godlike. He can't have taken the entire population of the world's godlike down by himself, though. He did say all of the gods are preparing for war in their own way. Right, now I quick save and hit these buttons randomly because who knows? For the room in there. Wow. Was he just testing the traps? What? Do I now have to be aware of traps in the room ahead? Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, I should check while it's in my inventory, actually. Brittle shard of shin bone, purportedly chiseled from the skeleton of Aphis's god Titan, which remained interred at Moagwanef in Ukaizo. Yeah, again, that's the end of Pillars 2.
Even the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness.
Well, we don't know if the mushrooms get in godlike what they do. Button.
There you are.
Spargamis.
I worried for you with the earth
Lies like wasps.
I wonder if I would just swing at him, what would happen, but...
You have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys?
I found the bodies of the expedition team in your workshop. Killed them.
Ah, I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics.
So yes, then.
Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine.
You're gonna put their souls in the statue, aren't they?
Yes, you and you alone see my purpose clearly. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. With your help, I shall give them a new commission. To prosecute the redemption of a god.
God's like's responsibility to hold their god accountable.
You understand me?
No, you're taking the wrong...
What is the source of all suffering? Our division from God. Not our division from them, no, but their division from us. It is a wound the size of the soul, yet it gapes as large as the world. If we are to alleviate suffering, if the gods, if Aethys is to atone, we must give him a mortal consciousness. We must give him a mortal conscience.
But you're just gonna power a big golem, it's not... That's...
Or the atrocities of the Deadfire and the Saints' War will be but preludes to the horrors he will sow across Aora. Even the Redeemer needs redemption. Even the gods must be held to account.
Like, so he's trying to bring his god into this golem to punish him?
Aethys must be stopped.
How do you expect to redeem him through this?
Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect?
I do.
Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys's body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it.
Yep, the mythical island hidden in the Deadfire Archipelago. Rediscovered 2828. All but empty save for the great and mysterious machines that towered over the ruined city. And I do need to just have a read through of what happened in Pillars 1 and 2.
He speaks to
can't
me
remember.
no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped.
I just can't see it. I can't see that happening.
Locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done.
Like, I get where you're coming from, but you've killed people.
Left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
The god's too powerful to be fooled by such a simple ploy.
The gods may be too powerful, yes, but Aethys is weak, if he persists at all. He expended tremendous soul energy manifesting in the body of Moros Nua and marching it across the Deadfire. By the time he reached Ukaizo, he was spent, and used the very last of his power to destroy the wheel. The god that is left is but a wisp.
Wait, the wheel was broken?
Floating through the beyond.
So reincarnation's not a thing anymore? Is that common knowledge?
It is that wisp I will capture.
Kai, what do you think?
Look, I'm all for second chances, but restoring the god who started the Saints' War and left a trail of corpses in Deadfire? Even I can see that's a bad idea. And I can't imagine a worse fate than spending an eternity as one of those poor souls stuck with him.
You know what, Kai? You're absolutely right.
I've heard I can change him before.
What will happen to you if your god abandons his domain in the beyond?
I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there. For it will mean that I have failed.
You said he broke the wheel. Was one of the endings of Pillars 2 like the choice to reconstruct the wheel? I wish I remembered.
You see, my brother, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
I'm going with... I think if Kai wasn't here, I might have actually gone for it, but I will not.
I see. Why?
Okay, he hasn't immediately punched me. You've killed innocent people to advance your own goals.
Then I shall simply take the splinter from your corpse.
I mean, I appreciate he asked me why. Hold on, let's not be hasty.
I do not wish to pursue violence, but I will if I must. This is the work of my life. Now, the relic, if you please.
I refuse to be party to this.
If it must come to this, so be it.
Show me what you got.
What are you doing? No! No casting. Ah! Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Healing potion. Oh! Nope, you don't get to summon another one.
I guess that's justice. Why couldn't he have just stuck to sculpture?
Hear us. Follow us. We would speak to you.
Yes, hang on. Last light of day. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a really cool sword as to why couldn't it have been a great sword? Why? Killing an enemy restores 3% of your maximum health. And hits deal bonus fire damage. The lavish extravagance of this blade belies its wicked lethality. It was crafted for an Aethesian paladin of the Order of the Kind Wayfarers as thanks by a blacksmith whose life was saved by the paladin. Rumour has it that never once did this paladin ever draw last light of the day from its scabbard, settling every conflict through diplomacy. When they finally reached the end of their long life, they were buried along with this sword, which had yet to draw blood. How and when the weapon made its way to Sargamis's hand is unknown. From the notches on the blade, it's almost certainly seen use well before that happened. Grave robbers, assumably, then. Oh, it is a nice looking sword, isn't it? Look at that flame effect. I'm going to very gently put it in my stash. Again, I don't feel the need to break down the fancy unique weapons and stuff yet. I think we can put the shield in there as well for now. Alright. What do you want, Mushroom God?
We sense weight on you. Essence. Yes, we know this melody. A part of the statue, a piece that yearns for its true place. Combine them. Join soul into body. Let it sing for us.
That they are, Emilis, that they are. Wait. They want me to... Why do you want to finish the statue?
Dreams in colors we have never seen. Would we use it? We cannot know. It must be complete.
Something happen if I do that?
Feast? Famine? We could not say. The Adra dulls our mind. We sense an acorn. Possibility.
Alright, that isn't inherently bad. I'd rather keep looking around for
Dear
now.
Rose, where does it stop? We do not control its feet. But hurry. The roots twist. The earth heaves underneath the stone. The eaves cannot hold.
I want to kind of release the souls in some way. There must be a way to do that. What happens if I do this? Let's just start hitting all the buttons and see what happens. I know there's electrical paneling about. I opened one earlier.
Unseek! Thoughtless.
Huh? What? Why? Why? What do you mean? I already read the book. Why was it selfish of me to...
Unseek!
Up there. How do I get up there? Up like that. Oh, hello. Finder, source fresh lumber. Niall only seems to be able to source rotten lumber, and the contemptible stuff cannot withstand the damp of this cavern. I must find someone who can fell and hew fresh trees, or my fragile generators will be at the mercy of the Zorips. Little bastards are remarkably curious. Where's that Niall person again?
Destroy for destruction's sake.
I'm not destroying for destruction's sake. I am removing the souls from their imprisonment. God damn it. I mean, there must be more ways about. Can't quite get that far. History of the Living Lands 2. Lacuna. Oh, we to make of the absence of Anguinians from the living lands? I think often of the hundreds of years I've spent in the Eastern Reach. All my time here, never once were the ruins of Engwyf out of my sight. A trio of their standing stones loomed from the peak of a nearby hill through my bedroom window. The long shadows of their machines fell every day over my church. The roads we trod were their roads, and the walls that divided up our land were their walls. The temples became our markers, our fields were littered with their tools. No mountain, nor river, nor forest could stop their building. With their technology they mastered the world. The Ingwyfians laid the foundation of Aora. We, the living, are merely the skin atop their bones. But they never made it to the living lands. How can that be so? A good question. Upgrade material, I'll take it. Which leads me back around. Oh, that also just looped back around. Two of three. Okay, so there's one more wire somewhere. Somewhere. I will find you. Read that one. Where is this last wire then, game? Follow the big purple buggers in theory. I could just leave. But I want to kind of make sure it's gone and the soul's not used and this giant golem doesn't just come to life. I don't trust it. I'll find it. It's just going to take me a moment. It must be down there near that one. Ow, my legs! I need to eat something. Just in case, I don't know, a giant explosion happens. Some stew. Yum, 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 yum. Just this thing here, maybe?
Unseek!
Not quite. That seemingly did nothing. It must be hiding behind a wood panel like some of the others. Right, that's the only thing that would make sense. Aha! Found you!
Unseek! What is burned cannot prosper.
It can't cause problems, neither. I'm all for potential.
Ways to free us, gone to waste.
What do you mean to free us? See, you weren't clear about that. You didn't say, oh, we could use this thing to free ourselves, and you still wanted me to put Aphos's damn thing in it. I think I made the right call. And to be fair, it did not call in the favour of giving me healing magic. It could have said, we gave you magic, do this or else. And it did not. For better or worse.
Guess his work on that statue didn't leave much time for renovations.
A very good farmer. The spine of this book bears a stamp, designating it as part of the restricted collection of the Halls Obscured. It appears to have been stolen. Every page is filled with closely packed writing and illustrations. One passage reads, St. Waidwin pursed his lips and stared down the glowing, glowering visage which peered at him between stalks of vorels. He gripped the wooden shaft of his scythe, slick with sweat from his palms and the hands of a working man, which he was. Then you're Aphis, then, he said. That I am, said the god. And you already know what I want, said the farmer, who was Waidwin. That I do. Waidwin unknotted the taut cord which restrained his ponytail and let the flowing, flowering locks cascade around his shoulders and rest over the shelf of his bosom. He winked and cleared his throat before winking again. I've got a candle, hasn't been lit properly. Aphis moved close to Ant. The passage cuts off abruptly with a series of jagged notes pressed deeply into this parchment. Eora's not ready for this. Oh no! It's erotic fanfiction between a god and his saint! My goodness. No worries, Emilis. Peppers! How do I live if there is no consolation? When he left the world, I was emptied of divinity. I am now a slave now to desire for it. I'm unmoored from space and time. I'm a body persisting until it's gone. Nothing. Is this what he wanted me to become? One would hope not.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to see Paradis.
Damn surprise bears. Oh, tanky bears. My armor's too weak here, he says. Oh! That's probably right. But my weapon should be fine. Okay, I think we're good. More stew.
We make a good squad.
That we do. Oh, it came out over here. How much of the rise can we explore? Oh boy. Hello. We're higher levels here. Ooh, that wasn't blockable. Where'd that healer go? I saw him.
Point for you.
Yeah. Right on the hill next to the farms. What are the town guard doing? Delicious fish. Also up encampment. Clear that out, I think. Go for a bit longer, try and clear some of this rise.
A lot of explorers end up dead here. But, hey, they're not you.
Thank you, Cat. Stoof, I take it. We're into another small ruin. Let's go and clear out this camp first, I think. Oh, will I be able to get back up if I do? Yeah, we can cut round here across the river. We'll be fine.
A squad mate took a bet to steal an ogre's club. He lost that bet. And both of them.
Oh, it's an ogre, you say? We're going to stealth stab the ogre. Ralga. Named ogre. That was a lot of damage I just did. Oh, a big stomp. Didn't notice on the ground. And then I fell off the battle. Nope. Bad. Bad, 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 bad.
Over here!
Nope, get frozen, please. Yeah, kill those ads first. Oh. Okay, thank you, second wind. There was no opportunity to talk or make friends. Stay frozen. Leave him alone. Oh, dealt with. I do wish we had more than the one animation for executions, though. It's a real shame. Ralga's head. Oh, all kinds of stuff. All the rage and fury once so clearly visible on this ogre's face now gone, replaced with a lifeless pallor. Bounty Master in Paradis will pay well for the completion of this. See, this is what I mean. Letting me go out and get these things ahead of getting a quest. Beautiful. And the root of this gleaming Adra tooth still covered in a bit of gore from when you pulled it out of Octave's mouth. It's a good job I know to do that ahead of time, apparently. What's in here? Ogre blood. Potent blood of an ogre. It seems darker and thicker than the blood of smaller creatures, but similar in all other aspects. Respects, rather. What's that buff I have above my health? It's a 719 down there. What is that? I don't know what it is. There's no clear indication what it is. Potato. Hello, hello. Hey up. Oh, it was just a way to sneak around, I see. Try and get the drop on them a little more easily. Hello. Be mindful that unique weapons and armor can be broken down to gain rarer, unique materials like Adra. Game really trying to tell me, just break that shit. You're not going to use it, break that shit. 7 strivings. What? Killing an enemy gives you 15% move speed for 10 seconds. 5% crit chance. Blade of this axe is carved from the scapula of a legendary Zorip war chief. Known for their impressive size and might. In life they were an unstoppable force. On the battlefield, able to recover from dire injuries in the middle of combat while their powerful presence filled their followers with a lethal fervour. They went on to subjugate half a dozen other tribes and forge a small Zorip empire, perhaps the largest in history. When this war chief finally died, the empire fell into infighting and crumbled. Not before 7 strivings was crafted from their remains. Though this renowned war chief is long dead, a small sliver of their Frostian tenacity lives on in this axe, imbuing its wielder with their might. It's not bad. It's not even that worse than my greatsword upgraded 3 times. Even if I put 1 upgrade point on it, it's probably going to be good. Keep it in my inventory for now. I don't know what the city's going to offer in terms of maybe there's a legendary greatsword. Some kind of unique. Solid axe, but I just prefer my greatsword, you know. If that wasn't clear already. Aw, fish. Oh. Saw nothing. You had no idea I was here.
Unseen, unheard.
Dear. Not a clue. Ah!
Eyes are on my side.
Nope, no healing.
Perk up, envoy.
Ooh. A lot of damage. Alright, this gun's not doing much. Oh, that must be the cooldown for second wind. Move a stone. Get back. Right, is there no one else? No more lizards hiding about. Is that all of you? Nay, there's another lizard. Whee, goes the body. Egg. I'll loot them all first. honestly. Other than that little ruin down there, I'm not sure what else there would be, so investigate that first. And we on. Give it a little bit more. Little bit more. Got that feeling of just another spot. Just another little bit of exploration. Just another wee little bit. Right, there wasn't a way through on that side. Might be another one of those situations where the fog of war is just there and I have to accept it for now. Alternatively, that's that wall we broke in, isn't it? Yeah. Otherwise, it was just the cave we came out of from that dungeon, so... Oh, is that... Hang on, that's a camp point, isn't it? Oh! I should absolutely make sure I grab that, so we have a fast travel point.
Quiet as the depths.
Dealt with.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Oh, was just the other side of the graveyard that I was trying to get to for bloody ages. Nope, we are way elsewhere. Right, that'll be a good point to come back to tomorrow. But yeah, there's stuff and bits and bobs about the place. It's further over to the rise. I kind of want to try and get to that bit if I can, or at least clear this side. And there's all this side. Ay, ay, ay. It's almost 9 though, and I am starving. Reasonable grades. A weaker can be destroyed with frost damage. Some spells abilities unit recommend naturally occur in the area will produce frost. How many frost grenades do I have? 5. I can use 1. It worked well enough. Some lockpicks, very nice. Fish. Going through the other side.
Stand back.
Thank you, Kai. Spiders just goddamn hanging out. Oh, no, they knew. Get parried, spider. It's a fun looking spider. Little green bits all over it. Like a small pine cone of a spider. Nay, not behind that waterfall neither. Yeah. Oh, pig. A little bit behind me. Is that this side? Yeah, it is. Yeah, well done, Arquebus. You could have seen and done anything from where you were watching. Could have given me covering fire, could have been of great help. Hit bird. She wrote for that little nook, but we can get across the river and actually make our way up in that direction. How beefy it is, though, remains to be seen. Nope, right, eat. Keep forgetting. I don't. Someone's just gonna come out and just do me in. I need to be eating. Okay, there's that fast travel point. That was the bit that led up then to the lizards. Pass. Still a huge area above we cannot get to. Oh, I should go talk to these two people here and say it's clear now. Hello.
I should return home, but perhaps I will stay a while.
Envoy, what's the word? Any chance you've found the...
I found them. Oh.
He was injured, but we got him fixed up. Keep an eye out for him. Give him a hand if you can.
I say, Sedgwin, that is good news, isn't it?
It's a relief, is what it is. Imagine having to share a canteen with Ulfric after his brothers died.
I cannot imagine anything. I do not know these people.
In any case, Envoy, you've done that boy, both of those boys, a good turn. Well done. I suppose that's why you're the Envoy and not me. Watch your step. Envoy, any chance?
They're dead.
Come on.
Sedgwin?
What? Oh shit, you're serious. What happened?
They're gonna put their souls into a gigantic statue of Avers.
Holy fuck.
My gods, that is repulsive.
It's animancy is what it is. There's a reason it's illegal in Adir. Gods, the brass are going to flip their lids when they hear this. Well, thank you for reporting in. If you haven't met Ulfric yet, you should tell him as well. Ulfric and his brother were part of the expedition team. He's back at the embassy with an injury. I'm not really a people person. It'd be better coming from you, seeing as you were there.
I just figured I should tell yous.
Thanks
So you're
again,
not stood out here waiting and arguing.
Be safe out here.
Yes, be well. Good luck on your journey.
Alright, thank you. Sadness. Okay, so unless I can jimmy jammy my way up some of these rocks, it feels like this area is just going to be one of those things again where we just don't see it. We've been around that bit, and that bit. Unless at some point we gain the ability to fly, which seems a little unlikely. Okay, so in theory then, tomorrow, start from the camp here, work our way up and around, up and down, clear out this, get to the front, check these little islands, the harbour, up this little nook and cranny, and then actually into the city. Maybe. We'll see. Let's get over here for now. Cannot fast travel while in midair. Good to know! Okay, and I want to travel there. I want to exit camp to make sure that's the spot where we... I should just know for tomorrow, that's fine. Enchanting unique weapons. Your weapons can have their primary enchantment further improved or augmented at the enchanting station in the party camp. Augmenting a unique enchantment replaces the original, is permanent, requires a variety of specific materials to perform. I would need to upgrade said axe first, but I said I'd wait, didn't I? I said I'd wait, but let's have a look in... I would replace that one with... Ooh! So I can take the movement speed one it currently has and make it a healing parry or go even faster. The healing parry sounds pretty good. But again, I want to see what the city offers first in terms of items and things to get. I don't know why I've kept those books. Hey, it's fine. I don't have the totem base for Wodika's thing. 2 pieces of it. Alright, I think with that then, though, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Help push the video through the algorithm so more folks come hang out, play some games with us. Subscribe for more content here on the channel. On the weekdays, we're at 9 AM GMT at World of Warcraft. Good morning, Azeroth. Little morning show I do. And then in the evenings, we're here with other games between 4 and 6 when we start up. You can find playlists to all the other games we've already played and covered right here on the channel. Bench to your heart's content. So until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye.